experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Time for a new AC? Call Bryant. Get rebates now and lower operating costs every day. For comfort and efficiency, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring a friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, deal ends June 14th. Join now, online or at your local PF Club.
See Home Club for details.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Do you need motivation to get to the gym on the weekend or even in general? Tune into the Movement Hour each Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Movement Academy owner Robert Kuhlman will host the show as he introduces new ways to stay in shape. The Movement Hour every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
When you look at Nebraska baseball, a 40-win season, best pitching in the Big Ten, above average offense for the Big Ten. You go to regionals, far and away the best pitching staff, but a good half a run below even the third worst offense in that regional. When you look at Nebraska baseball, is that a program that needs to improve the pitching first or the lineup first to be able to make more of a dent in the postseason?
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three. You're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Welcome in to 12th and Cast for On the Block. Austin Norman. I was Carl of Famer 9-year NBA vet Eric Strickland with you. This is a little ditty we call On the Block. We are with you from 2 to 4 weekdays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Whether you're listening on your radio dial or you found us on stream at Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, as well as if you're an Allo cable subscriber, channel 961. Wherever it is, however it is you consume your 93.7 The Ticket content, including our free app for your phone. We appreciate you being part of the ride. If you want to join the show, 402-464-5685. The numbers for you to know for our Starter Heyman text line. But more importantly, if you want to join the party up in Omaha, we're here one more day. Tomorrow, get your tickets. It's too late today. They are already sold out. There is already a lot going on at Blur. Stricky, man of the people over here behind me. If you want to join the party, blurevents.com/Omaha. Find it 3 different levels of tickets, of packages. Everyone from gets you in the door, gets you food, gets you water, gets you soda, and a little bit of alcohol. But with each level you go up, more is available here to you. Whether you're going to the games, you're looking for a place to watch the game, it really does not matter. We would love to see you down here at the Blur Tailgate Party. 2nd year in a row that we've been down here. It's a fantastic partnership we have with Blur. Really appreciate them having us out. Lots to get to here on the show. We'll start with some NBA Finals talk. We'll move into some Husker hoops and then just some big picture athlete talk. But Stricky, I think someone, when we were at Scissors and Scotch a couple weeks ago, said Boston in 5. I don't know who would have said such a thing, but I think someone predicted Boston in 5.
It wasn't Stricky.
It was not Stricky, but that's okay. It was me. Let's talk about the Boston side of things here.
Well, real quick.
Yeah, what you got?
You talked about something that we were at Blair. Blur.
We are.
Blur events. We're at Blur events. Things is going really well. It's been a great time. The weather's been holding up thus far. And look what they got. See how they want to do me today?
Oh, that's Stricky. I know that guy. Look at that man.
DP got Stricky
look at that
on
guy.
blast, but look at the name on it. It's no bueno right now.
Dang.
Maybe I should have brought my Celtics ones out here. But if you do want to get one, come on out, show proof that you have not subscribed, but you have followed the Ticket 93.7 The Ticket Instagram page. There's gifts, there's pins, there's balls, paws, there's things, what are they? Headbands, shirts,
sunglasses.
And you can also get Stricky live right here at Blur events, man. It's crazy going on. It's been good. The crowd is great, man. Great time out here. Like I said, the weather's held up. So come on down to Blur, get in, and you know what else we got?
Good. Hey, I follow. Can I get one of those? I follow. Can I get one? Yes. Let's go.
And
did it.
If you come down
Just
and get
that easy.
these with the tickets they provide, matter of fact, if you come down, Stricky will buy you a drink. I'll buy you 2 or 3 of them. If you want to come, shake my hand, say what's up, holla at my boy, Austin Orman. We're going to give you we'll give you a drink. Man, Stricky will give you a drink.
Heck yeah. If Stricky runs out or you run up his tab too far, guess what? I'm here till 6 as well. So On the Block loves you. We appreciate that you listen to us. Lots to get to in the NBA Finals, Strick. We'll start with Boston this segment, the winners. Then we'll get to Dallas, their response in the next segment. First of all, just some sports karma, some sports kismet when it comes to Boston. Celtics clinched their last championship in 2008 on June 17th. Guess what? Yesterday was June 17th.
The same day.
Same day.
Yep.
Boston's area code, 617. Okay, so there's that. Celtics legends who have passed away since June 17th, 2008, wore number 6, number 17, and number 24. And they clinch it in Game 5.
Wait a second. It's a lot of it's something going on. There's something in the air. You better check your angel numbers, what they call it out there. It's going down. That's dope. That's crazy.
The last 4 times Boston's been in the playoff, their winning percentage, 617.
Come
Stricky.
on, man.
The numbers were there.
Come on. It was
the numbers
in the
are
cards,
there.
baby.
Look at that.
And guess what? They didn't need your boy.
My boy?
They didn't need your boy.
Emil Jefferson to suit up?
Scott Foster.
No, they did not need Scott Foster. They had it without Scott. They had it without him. So Boston wins the championship. Some other cool notes. Al Horford was the player who had the most playoff games played without a championship in NBA history.
He was closing in on guess who? Your boy.
My boy,
Carl.
Carl. Yep.
He was closing in on Karl Malone.
He was getting there. So Al Horford off the Schneid. Next up on the list, James Harden. Now the active player with the most playoff games played without a title. We'll see if he is able to
James
knock
Harden's
down
next?
James Harden's next. 166
Whoa.
playoff games and no
Whoa.
title won.
He closing in.
Al Horford, the first Dominican-born player to win an NBA championship. Kristaps Porzingis, the first Latvian to win an NBA championship. But, Strick, I remember having this conversation with you last June after the Nuggets dispatched of the Heat in the finals. What could we learn from the Nuggets? Well, let's have that same question this year. What can basketball, what can the NBA learn from the Boston Celtics and what they did throughout the regular season, their postseason run to become champions?
I mean, you look at some of the common factors. Core. What was the core? 2.
Yep.
It wasn't a 3 core.
Right.
Like you got to go back to the Kevin Garnett's and the LeBron James and you know in their prime eras where it was the 3 core.
Even as recently as the Warriors.
Yes.
Potentially.
Yes. I like where you're going. That was the era 5 core. I mean,
Well.
let's be real with it. I mean, you can say
2022.
Steph, KD, and who do you say? Clay, or do you say Draymond? I mean, they I don't know how they pulled that together, but they were able to work it out. The numbers worked in their favor, and they were able to pull it together. Some had to take a little less probably than what they wanted to get in there, but it worked out. So
the Jays, right?
I was thank you for getting your boy.
Yeah, I knew you had another
White
thought.
Claw.
Yeah.
No, we ain't there yet, folks. So you had the 2. They had the 2, but what they did that was special was they believed in them. So here's the thing. Look, we can't say definitively that this happened, but I can tell you that Brad Stevens and their culture that they're building there is big on communication. Someone like Mazzulla, who's very young, younger than
35.
You know, some players still in the NBA. You know, but he's commanded their respect. I believe he's a good communicator. I believe he was able to sit down. He built great rapport with those core guys. They believed in him. He believed in them, and got the others to believe as well. Knew their roles. All of them knew and understood their roles. You even see Drew Holiday was able to say, I'm taking a back seat. I'm a utility guy. Use me wherever, however you want to use me. Kristaps Porzingis grew
Big
and
time.
learned from the Dallas experience beside Luka, where there was conflict of whose team is it? Whose team is it? They were having a sword fight with the Dingaling. You know what I'm saying? Who's the bigger man? That thing was happening. He grew from that, understanding that this is theirs. Let me come in and be a viable part of it. And they were able to make it happen. But we saw the difference in this series by the core guys' experience. 107 games
in the
of
playoffs.
Experience in the playoffs together. Bumps, lumps, knockouts, get punched, heartbreak, the whole shebang. But yet it's still, this was their moment, and you saw it in the way that the series played out.
Quick note on Drew Holiday. Okay, Drew Holiday becomes the first player in NBA history to put up the stat line of 10 points and 5 rebounds per game on 50, 40, 100% shooting on free throws.
Wow.
That's elite role player. Saw this as well, Strick. There are 2 guys in the 2020s that have won multiple championship rings. Drew Holiday has won. The other, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. What I think we're learning is the 2, who we'll get to in a sec, Tatum and Brown, surround them with elite role players, right? You don't need that third star, but the guys with the most rings this decade are the role guys that know who they are and execute their small part of the machine to the best of their ability every game of a series.
And let me give you one piece of that. Peyton Pritchard.
Half-court specialist. He's a punter.
That's a role. They found Peyton Pritchard right before the half again, and guess what? He delivers. Those type of things happening going into a half, man, you can't that is so deflating. I wish you could just look at each of their faces the minute he hit that. It was the dejection on their face. They were dejected.
Yep, straight up.
Just like,
Here we go again.
And here we go again.
This again.
And now, one other piece. Dallas, to me, Austin, felt like they were just happy to get past not getting swept. Swept.
Yeah.
There's not sweep. Swept.
Give it to you.
That they didn't, it's just like they were content. Luka didn't come with the same energy. Defensively, still was kind of roaming around, still kind of looking, stupid fouls. You know, Kyrie, continuation of the struggle in Boston, because, I mean, like I said, that's the thing we talked about. Life is life. It's right in your face now. But here's the thing. I want to talk from Kyrie's perspective. Like, I haven't had a one-on-one, but I just can understand it being somebody in a situation that was in that situation with Dallas when I left. Kyrie going back in there, I can believe, this is plausible, that there was some form of sorrow, some form of I'm guilty because I told you guys something and I did the complete opposite by going to Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yeah.
And they're letting them have it for it. Look, there's really no loyalties in sports all across the board, from fans all the way to the freaking janitor. There's really no loyals. Better opportunities you think come for you, you're out of there. But Boston takes it to heart, and they let him have it. And you can see by the way that he played, there's something else besides his play, because he's played well in other people's gyms. It's just in that gym, struggle.
What do you make of him dapping up all the players on his way off the floor for the last time?
I think he was proud of them. I think because I think he can understand what they're going through. Fortunately, he was able to see the glory early.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They put that core together, and guess what? His, I think, immaturity, and it's not always immaturity. I actually think LeBron James probably had some pieces to play in it as to why, and he started seeing writing on the wall.
Yeah.
So could it be that Kyrie Irving came a little form maybe of LeBron early on, seeing the hurt that LeBron was pulling on teams, you know, leaving Miami, leaving Cleveland the first time, the way he did it?
Yeah.
That could have played in it. I'm not saying that's actual factuals,
but you can see the example that was set for him.
Yeah. And just like parents, you're a parent now. Just like a parent, your kids watch you.
Right.
It's not until they get out of your purview and into the school for 8 hours a day when they're only seeing you 3 to 4 in their sleep that some outside influences start to kind of creep in. But they're having the most influence of someone being close to you in the locker room, the effect that they can have. Now, we've seen that others experience that because in all actuality, he didn't get the credit that should have been due him. That's what I love about what, that's what I love about what happened with the Celtics with Jaylen Brown.
It's not my award, it's our awards from my brothers, that sort of thing.
That's the thing. And LeBron didn't do any of that. There's others that didn't do any of that. And I can understand how that could affect him. But it kind of carried over into Boston, which is unfortunate.
Well, Kyrie was there at the start of this run for the Celtics, right, with both Tatum and Brown. And I don't want to call this a controversy, but there was legitimate discussion between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum for Finals MVP. It goes to Jaylen Brown. Do you agree with that decision?
Yeah.
Why?
I just think I think Jaylen Brown was probably more consistent throughout all of the games. His impact was uniquely different because he both had to take the challenge of guarding Luka on top of being the scorer that he was, and some of the big threes that everybody said he, wasn't capable hitting. And then also his attacking, both in transition as well. It put a strain on Dallas, and you can see the effect of what he was able to bring to the table. You know who I feel bad about, but I don't. For the Celtics organization.
Trying to think. Marcus Smart.
You got to look. Ooh, that wasn't a shaky idea. That was a good one. but goes a little bit further.
Okay. Trying to think.
Oh,
Well, who
sorry,
you got?
text line 402-464-5685. Who is Stricky thinking of? And I'm going to give you the answer before the break. Who do I feel sorry for, but I don't feel sorry for with regards to the Celtics organization? We'll talk about it. I'm going to let him give another guess or so.
We'll keep the conversation going until we figure out who Stricky's thinking of. But I'm with you on that, right? Jason Tatum became the first Celtics player to lead their team in points, rebounds, and assists in the postseason since Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Right, that was a long time, not a long time ago, but that's a Celtics legend. One of the two best players in franchise history. Jason Tatum, we had that discussion about after game 1 or game 2, right? He wasn't playing as well as Jaylen Brown was, but he was still very important for Boston's success. He played a masterful game, right? 30 points, double-digit assists, like a rebound shy of a triple-double. He put up incredible numbers.
Right.
His defense wasn't bad, but Jaylen was just a little bit better through the first 3.5 games.
That part.
And the defense on Luka. Luka got his, but you could tell he was frustrated. He was worn down.
He was pressuring him.
He was 94 feet sometimes.
Yes. So let's see what you guys are talking about over in the text line.
The other thing I want to point out about Jaylen Brown, he made some history by being named Finals MVP.
Talk to me.
It is very rare for a player to be named Finals MVP but not be an All-NBA player that year. Here's the history. James Worthy in 88, Finals MVP, not All-NBA. Joe Dumars in 89, Chauncey Billups 2004, Tony Parker 2007, Kawhi Leonard 2014. The last guy who was named Finals MVP without being an All-NBA player that year, Andre Iguodala, back in 2015.
I do remember that.
So there's some history for Jaylen Brown. But, Strick, we talk so much about the improvements that Jaylen Brown made. Talk about it for him, just the road of being the second banana, of the guy with the biggest contract in the NBA, the no left hand. Talk about Jaylen's growth and how that spurred the Celtics in these finals.
Well, he took it personal. He took personal accountability, looked himself in the mirror, was able to take the heat. A lot of people will say, my game's fine. Listen, I watched a man, one of the best players all time, do nothing but go right-handed and dominate.
Clyde the Glide.
Clyde the freaking Glide. You knew he was going right. You knew where he was going. You knew he didn't want to touch the ball in his left hand, and there was not much you could do about it. But he took it upon himself to say, I'm going to grow my game. You can see Dallas in some instances trying to influence left.
Yes.
But then it got to a point where, God dang, I mean, he's blowing by us. So I can appreciate that. Also, taking accountability for being the highest paid and saying, I need to step up and show not only Boston that I deserved it, I earned it, the fans, everybody in the league, all the naysayers. I'm going to show them all. And so those are the things that I can appreciate from his growth over the course of that time.
The other guy, the other Jay in this conversation, Jason Tatum, also had to grow. Strick, I saw this, and I think it was just absolutely incredible. So June of 22, the Celtics get done being dispatched in 6 games by the Warriors in the finals. Jason Tatum became the first player in NBA history with 100 turnovers in a postseason run. That's a problem. You're not going to win many that way. From 2022 to 2024, Jason Tatum cut his turnovers in half. And not just overall, but in the postseason, where the game slows down, where you're scouted against. That's growth from Jason Tatum right there. Jason Tatum became the 6th champion in history to lead his team in playoff points, rebounds, and assists. Here's the company he's in. LeBron, Bird, like we mentioned, Joker last year, Hakeem, Dream Shake, and Tim Duncan. That's elite company there for Jason Tatum. But when you look at the rest of those names, Jason Tatum doesn't seem to rise to that level right now, right? Jokic didn't have quite as good a team around him as Boston did this year. Good team, good players, but I don't think last year's Nuggets team was as good as this year's Celtics team. Jokic better, though.
Yeah.
LeBron, obviously he's better than Tatum. Larry Bird, probably better than Tatum still at this point. Hakeem is Hakeem. Tim Duncan. Are we rating Jason Tatum properly after this finals run? Does he belong in that company, or is he still got some work to do to make his way up there?
Austin, I think in my eyes, he's emerging into it. I would also say at one point, there's no way that I would have looked at Jason Tatum as a potential top 5 or a top 3 face of the league. he's earning that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's close. I think the respect he's going to gain out of this will get him, because he showed a well-roundedness of this game. His handle was more complete. He gained 25 pounds, 20 to 25 pounds. He's doing everything with an understanding. That's what I could appreciate about what the Boston organization is doing. I noticed it internally. They were just always A1, top of the line, and it was always appreciative. But to put another banner in the rafters, shout out to Celtics Nation and what they were able to accomplish. Now, let me give you the name.
Okay, who are you thinking of?
Ime Udoka.
Ah, yep. Makes sense.
I feel bad, but I don't.
He fumbled that bag on his own.
Because that is the team that he built.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
He's the one that helped that core team
become who it is.
And, shout out to Mazzulla, who was able to take the clay. Joe Mazzulla was able to take the clay.
Not the Klay Thompson, the clay.
Not the Klay Thompson. And Ime was starting to shape and mold it. And he's sitting on the stool. But someone came and said, boom, hit him with a forearm shiver. And he fell off the stool. And Mazzulla's looking over there and saying, that looks like it's developing into something. Let me step in and start to just really mold this. Let me put the gloss and the shine on it. Let me make it beautiful. And shout out to Joe Mazzulla for doing that, man. That's what it looked like he was able to do for me.
It's so funny that you mention a stool, someone sitting on a stool, because whenever someone uses that analogy, I think of Ron Hunter, who was the coach at Georgia State. When Georgia State beat Baylor, his son, R.J. Hunter, hit a shot from like 30 feet away, hit a three. Ron Hunter, the dad, had a boot on his foot and fell off his stool, fell backwards. It was awesome. R.J. Hunter drafted by the Celtics in 2015. Some final numbers here on Jason Tatum at age 26. Before we get to 25-year-old Luka Doncic in our next segment, Jason Tatum at age 26, 5-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA, most playoff points before turning 27, has the most playoff wins and points since he was drafted in 2018.
Who are we talking about again?
Tatum.
Okay.
He's there. Boston's there. They're driven by the two stars. But when I think of a comparison to the college game, I think of 2016 to 2018 Villanova, right? Boston became – there's an article I read by Tom Haberstroh, who's with Yahoo Sports, said Boston is the first 3-and-D champion. I don't know if I agree with that necessarily. I'd throw the Warriors in there. The LeBron team that won was a lot of 3-and-D guys as well. But for as much as we focus on the jump shooting, Strick, I saw someone tweet out the key to Boston's three-point shooting isn't just being good shooters. It's having 5 guys on the floor at all times that can get a paint touch. What is it that getting to the paint does to open up things around the arc?
Paint touches with an open lane is imperative because you must shrink to cover. Big man is immediately going to come to help. They got gaffers. They got lively guys that can't protect the rim. You need another defender to protect dunk person. Whoever that is, guard, whatever. Then there's just 2 rotation guys. But what Boston did was they dissected it. They were making passes on a dime, on target, and on time. And that allowed them to get into next action. And first step abilities of Jason Tatum, first step abilities of Jaylen Brown, first step abilities of Drew Holiday, length of Kristaps Porzingis. Hauser was big for them.
They went at him and he held up.
Yes. Guys like that, man, they took the challenge. I think they're okay for the next year or two. You know, Jason Tatum's money's about to hit.
Right.
How many they can keep. Al Horford might say, and he's a solid glue piece. Can you? But they got Kristaps, and so hopefully you can keep him healthy because Al Horford, in the absence of Kristaps Porzingis, was huge.
He was. Big picture. when you look at the way defense is played in the NBA, do you think Boston's success of getting paint touches and kick out for three, is that going to change how defense is played in the NBA? Will there be more of an emphasis on perimeter stoppers where you don't let them get paint touches to get it, or will post defense and rim protection always be, number one in the NBA?
As you can see in that game, paint touches, as long as you don't allow blow by. Paint touches side, barely on the, not side, but just a little bit on the side with influence away or at an angle away from the basket. Good. Slight show of help with the focus of knowing I'm trying to make sure I get to this corner because that could be the pass. Slight show of in-between action just in case my guy has to pull the trigger to know that I can get there. So there's things defensively that it's all about positioning that can make it tough. Boston did that. Dallas did it consistently.
Yes.
Game 4 or game
4, the Dallas one.
They did.
Well, Dallas's whole run through the West was predicated on that defense.
Yeah, no doubt. And Luka played way better D in that moment. So I'll say it is important, but the key is what Boston said we're going to do. There's no shot that's going to be uncontested. That's, the majority of them.
Yeah. Within
There's
reason.
times that they're just players too good. So their matchups and their ability to switch without a deficiency made it better because every shot Luka took, every right-hand floater, left-hand floater shot that Kyrie took, every shot dang near for the most part that PJ Washington, there's somebody there.
Right. You see that with Dallas as well, where you would think that Luka was the liability or Kyrie was the liability because he's the smallest guy on the floor, but those guys held up across the Western Conference playoffs. Steph Curry, his growth against the Cavaliers, where the Cavs would hunt him on switches for LeBron and have him go to work. There's definitely something there in that style of modern basketball. Okay, we're going to go to break here. Luka Doncic put up some historic numbers this year, helped carry Dallas to the finals. It's his first taste in the NBA, right? He's a championship player overseas. He has some sort of pedigree and experience. What does he need to do? What does Dallas need to do to get to the next level? We'll go over that and more as we continue our NBA Finals conversation here during On the Block.
For the second year, the Nebraska Lottery's NASCAR Powerball Playoff promotion has roared into our state, and the excitement is throttling up. Until June 24th, buy a Powerball ticket with Power Play and Double Play. Enter the voucher number, and you could be one of 15 Nebraska winners of $1,000 and the chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship Weekend, plus a shot at $1 million. Enter today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats. When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you are passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives. The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-on, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, deal ends June 14th. Join now, online or at your local PF Club.
See Home Club for details.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
For the second year, the Nebraska Lottery's NASCAR Powerball Playoff promotion has roared into our state, and the excitement is throttling up. Until June 24th, buy a Powerball ticket with Power Play and Double Play. Enter the voucher number, and you could be one of 15 Nebraska winners of $1,000 and the chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship weekend, plus a shot at $1 million. Enter today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
When you look at Nebraska baseball, I mean, a 40-win season, best pitching in the Big Ten, above average offense for the Big Ten. You go to regionals, far and away the best pitching staff, but a good half a run below even the third worst offense in that regional. When you look at Nebraska baseball, is that a program that needs to improve the pitching first or the lineup first to be able to make more of a dent in the postseason?
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on the block. I know we are going to talk Mavs here, but we'll start this off with a little Celtics factoid. Austin Norman, Eric Strickland with you here. Strick, we talked last week about how the Lakers and the 76ers in back-to-back drafts let Boston get Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Well, let's not forget that in 2013, the Brooklyn Nets traded for Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Jason Terry, and DJ White. They gave the Celtics 5 players, but more importantly, 3 first-round picks and a pick swap. 2016 pick, Jaylen Brown. 2017 pick, Jason Tatum. So the Brooklyn Nets didn't help themselves out at all there. But Well, let's talk about the Mavs now, Strick. No 5 seed has ever won the NBA Finals. That streak continues. But the run for Dallas to get through the West that they got through was pretty incredible. They beat 3 teams that won 50 games in the regular season or more. They beat 2 of the top 5 offenses in the NBA, and then the NBA's best defense in Minnesota just to get to the finals. What does that run do for?
Hey,
for
Heavenly
this?
Waffles
What's
in the
up,
building.
Chef
Look
Bob?
at
How
it,
you
Chef
doing?
Bob.
Welcome.
Well, good
welcome.
to see you, my boy.
Glad to see Chef Bob here in the building. Pull up a chair, Chef. But Strick, them Mavs, that run that they went on through the Western Conference playoffs. What does that run mean for that core in Dallas as you see it?
Okay. It means you're close. It means you have the tools to get it done. I mean, there's some things they're going to have to consider. Jones, obviously, is on a 1-year deal. So they're going to have to consider a few things. I think they defensively were able to get something out of Hardaway. I think they were able to see something there. So you've got him locked. So you're going to have to figure out what you're going to use him for. And you want to create a role for him similar to what Boston has done, in creating different roles for specific players. I think Hardaway is very capable of being very similar to Drew Holiday. Defensively, I think he's capable. I think he needs to focus on that. Stop focusing on offense, really become just a defensive lockdown guy. I think Green was big for them. There's just no way you're going to win when he's dang near your leading scorer at half. There's no way.
Hardy, Exum.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you've got some good pieces.
PJ, who you traded for, what do they do with PJ Washington long term?
I think he's locked in right now still, I think, for another maybe year, couple years. PJ to me could be Michael Porter Jr.
Ooh, okay.
He could be similar to that style. But he's got to take the lesson of learning this. And the thing I can't fault about the Dallas Mavericks, they still haven't had a full core or a full year to gel.
Right.
You're looking at a team that had their core components together for 107 games in the playoffs.
Playoffs alone, let alone all the regular season ups and
Right?
downs in Boston. Yeah.
They showed you in the record having the best record in the NBA. They committed to the defensive side, top 3. They said to themselves, we're going to have diversity in our game plans, and we're not taking, in this last game, Jason Tatum hardly ever took a bad shot. Jaylen Brown, the settled threes were to a minimum compared to what they were in the past.
Yes.
It was like they relied on it. This time they said, no, we downhill to the Baja. And if you come, I'm not forcing up, taking no crazy shot, fading off of it. Luka did some of that. Kyrie did some of that.
Yep.
2 guys, Jones did some of that.
Which that's not his game.
No, we're finding the next one because we trust that the next guy is going to make a right decision and get us something good. And that's what they were able to do.
Florida State extends its lead to 4-1 over North Carolina in the top of the 5th inning. Right, you mentioned the stylistic diversity for Boston, right? All 5 guys on the floor can make a play of some sort. Dallas has 1, maybe 1.5 ways to beat you. Now, here's the thing. It worked for a while because Luka Doncic was so incredible all year. Got some stats here. Luka, 34, 9, and 10 on the year. Just a rebound shy of a triple-double. Led the NBA in scoring. First 33-point, 9 rebound, 9 assist season in NBA history out of a guy that's 25 years old. Most 30-point triple-doubles since Russ in his MVP year. Scored 73, took the Mavs to the finals. Luka was incredible all year until he broke down. Is it his body that's holding him back? Is it his mindset that's holding him back? Or is there another trick that Luka needs in his bag to find another level?
I'm just going to give you one player name. And I want you to sit them side by side because then you can understand why in a 7-game series against one of the best in the league teams,
Mm-hmm.
the Boston Celtics,
Mm-hmm.
because Boston had something different than Minnesota.
Yeah.
They had defense and offense.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota still had a focal point. Boston centers were not liabilities.
No.
Porzingis, Horford, you saw them early in the first half. They could hit shots.
Mm-hmm.
They could cause problems. You're not going to worry about Rudy Gobert just giving you problems.
No.
Right? Okay.
Well, and Lively and Gafford match up much better with Rudy Gobert.
Yes. So I'm just going to put two players so that you can understand the why of someone like him couldn't do it. Michael Jordan, Luka Doncic.
Okay.
Michael Jordan's a Bayou Classic to the mid-range, bust your head wide open, 50% from two, 30-some from three. They weren't shooting threes like that back then.
Right.
But he was a problem. Like, you had to send 2 or 3. You don't have to send 2 or 3 against Luka. All you got to do is stay in front of him.
Right.
That's what they basically said. Stay in front, don't bite, and just challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And what have I always said, Austin, about challenging? What do you remember?
Well,
do you remember?
You mean it's hand right here, right? It's easier to do with the guy that wants to settle, in the mid-range. Like Luka will back you down. He'll take some tough ones, right? He's going to try to put it all on his shoulders. It's easier to challenge a guy like that.
Okay, that's true. I've said that. But to add on to what I've said to you, the percentages don't lie.
Oh, yeah.
Challenge shot percentages go down.
Way down.
Way down compared to having space.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's guys like Paul Pierce, there's guys like Allen Houston, there's guys like Ray Allen that they don't need a lot of space. Curry, they don't need a lot. Others need more space than those type of guys.
But those guys are the exception to prove the rule.
Right? But still, even in the course over time of challenge shots, their percentages are still going to be lower.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're going to hit some, but you're playing the long game. In a series of a 7-game series, you're playing the long game. You're saying to yourself that in 7 games, if we continue to do this consistently, you saw the one breakout game
4.
But if you can do this consistently over time, 7 games, we're going to win by the numbers of percentages. And that's what they did.
Boston had a much bigger margin for error than Dallas did, right?
Yes.
Dallas would have to be so overwhelmingly good at hitting tough shots. The rim protectors would have to hold up, and Boston would have to go cold, right? Boston didn't shoot well this series, and they still won in 5 because they had multiple ways to beat you. It's not just Luka Doncic's team, right? I mean, they're building around him. He's the core. But you see that Kyrie Irving has an important role to play in Dallas. You see Derek Lively coming along. You see, some role players. What's the balance for Dallas between making sure its role guys know what their job is and finishing plays, but also improving maybe to take some load off of Luka? Is there a way to do that?
Okay. Dallas, it was different from the Celtics in that Celtics, for most cases, not all, but for most, was drive with purpose. Dallas, their ideal was drive to get it off, create space, but then if it didn't work, it was a lot more of that than with purpose. So I think there's an imbalance of trust. It could be from the core thing because you just saw, like, Max Kleber's capable stretch guy.
Yeah, he shot 35% plus a couple times.
He looks like a deer caught in headlights.
Yeah.
Froze when it came to opportunities that presented themselves.
Yeah.
That's the difference. None of those guys on the other side had that type of feel. And that's the difference. That's the thing that they're going to have to get better at. Those guys are going to have the confidence that if I take this shot, no matter what, it's the right shot.
Heck of a run for Dallas out of the 5 seed in the West to the NBA Finals. they end up falling short. One segment to go here in hour one of On the Block. When we get back, we got Nick Stainer popping in here.
I hate to do this to you guys. I got breaking news.
Breaking news?
And I'm sure you guys were talking basketball, but I got breaking news.
Is this AAA
Tonight's College World Series game has been postponed because of impending weather. They're going to play tonight's Florida and Kentucky elimination game 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. So tonight, no game tonight. If you're planning on making the trip up to Omaha tonight, no game tonight. It's going to be postponed till 10 a.m. Central Time tomorrow morning.
Well, dang, that's too bad. Thanks, Nick, for that update. We'll go to break with that. Come back, $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings to give away. If you're one of two people to correctly answer a trivia question, come back for it on the other side.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring a friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, deal ends June 14th. Join now, online or at your local PF Club.
See Home Club for details.
NEPCO is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Time for a new AC? Call Bryant. Get rebates now and lower operating costs every day. For comfort and efficiency, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Without a strong IT partner, your business ends up overspending, underperforming, wearing too many hats, complicating your work, and more. Applied Connective Technologies can help with experts in every facet of technology. If it plugs in, powers on, or charges up, they're your people. Imagine being able to call one team for all your technology solutions rather than a village of vendors and providers. For all your needs in managed IT and cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, infrastructure, and audio or video, head to appliedconnective.com to better your business today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, partly sunny skies to start, and a chance of showers and storms this afternoon. Otherwise breezy with falling temps and a high around 92. Tonight, showers and storms likely with a low around 64. And tomorrow, continued chance of showers and storms with a high around 75. Meteorologist Kyle Cook for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
The highlight of the first segment easily was Jake being concerned about the sand that would need to be brought into Memorial Stadium if they played soft.
It's for the optics here. It just looks better with sand.
So do you think the infield is just sand, Jake?
What's wrong with you?
It's not sand.
It looks better with the sand look on it.
It does not.
Yes, it does.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrapping up hour one of On the Block, live from the Blur tailgate. In case you missed the announcement Nick gave us there at the end of the last segment, tonight's second game between Florida and Kentucky is postponed. That's
over with.
Over with.
No game at all.
No.
No, I'm just
till
playing.
tomorrow morning. You'll have a 10 o'clock first pitch tomorrow morning between Florida and Kentucky. Then game 2 of the day will be at approximately 2 o'clock Central. Game 3 approximately 6 o'clock Central. So
no sleep till
Omaha, Brooklyn.
Y'all don't know about that BC Boys. I know y'all listening don't know nothing about the BC Boys. You don't know nothing about License to Ill, one of the best albums, I think, at the time, all time.
It's incredible stuff.
Great album.
What do you make of Boston's whiteboard saying noon flight to Miami? Did you see that?
That's their version of 1, 2, 3 Cancun. That's their winning version of 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
Do you like that they're going to Miami where the Heat are to rub it in the Heat's face?
I'm not mad at it. Why would you not? It's not too far.
No.
You can still get home and get the family.
Parade
but
Friday.
You can go and celebrate and have a good time. I ain't mad at it.
We want you to celebrate with our friends at Buffalo Wings and Rings as well if you're not up here at the Blur tailgate. So $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings for the first person in with each of the 2 correct answers. Strick, we talked about the City Connect uniforms yesterday. We asked trivia now because normally we would be playing the shootout with Strick. We're just doing trivia today. It's a little simpler for us. Who are the only 2 teams without a City Connect uniform? Who are the only 2 teams without a City Connect uniform? Let us know on the text line 402-464-5685. First people in with each of the correct responses will get $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Or a call from Stricky.
Or both if you're here. How about that?
Let's go.
We will take a break. When we get back, we will dive into the psychology of the modern athlete in the social media era, especially if you fall short. The Dallas Mavericks, Luka, Kyrie has had some social media issues in the past. All this in light of Rory McIlroy posting his no-tap screenshot. We really want to dive into the psychology of an athlete that just lost. It's going through a tough time. Is it similar, different to the past? What does it look like as a fan in the social media era? We'll do that. And we'll tell you all about a trip you can take up to the Stanford Pentagon in Sioux Falls to watch both Nebraska women and Nebraska men's basketball. All that and more ahead here as we continue on the block. Hour 2 straight ahead from Omaha. Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
For the second year, the Nebraska Lottery's NASCAR Powerball Playoff promotion has roared into our state, and the excitement is throttling up. Until June 24th, buy a Powerball ticket with Power Play and Double Play. Enter the voucher number, and you could be one of 15 Nebraska winners of $1,000 and the chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship weekend, plus a shot at $1 million. Enter today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking to upgrade your farm equipment? You're in luck. Acres, your premier John Deere dealer, recently dropped its prices on select late model tractors, combines, planters, and sprayers. Trade in your old equipment today and get never before seen discounts that can save you over $100,000. With great financing options and our A-plus support, there's no better time to upgrade. Visit your local Acres store or see the huge savings at acres.com. That's AKRS.com to see the best prices in the nation.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Take your internet service to new levels with Allo, your award-winning internet provider across our fiber hoods. Allo isn't just about the fastest internet available. It's about connecting you to your world, work, and play seamlessly. Our award-winning service ensures affordable, secure, and reliable connectivity, setting us apart. Ready to transform your internet experience? Experience the fiber difference today. Sign up now at allofiber.com. Allo, connecting your world.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Tito's on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
Do you need motivation to get to the gym on the weekend or even in general? Tune into the Movement Hour each Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Movement Academy owner Robert Kuhlman will host the show as he introduces new ways to stay in shape. The Movement Hour every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're looking for a pre-owned tractor to upgrade your operation this year, you'll find a wide selection at your local Landmark Implement. We'll work with you to find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you. All backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. During the month of June, get financing as low as 3.9% for up to 72 months on model year 21 through 23 wheeled 8R tractors. Visit landmarkimp.com to see our complete inventory or stop by your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by Nebco. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Welcome in, hour 2 of the show. Austin Orman, Eric Strickland with you. Don't forget, if you stop by Blur, prove that you follow us on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, take your pick, or download our app for free on your app store. Look at this. You can take Stricky home with you. There he is. You have one of these in your crib?
Though. Young Stricky.
Oh, true.
Young.
You have one of these in your crib?
No, it's shaky.
You should.
It's shaky.
Fair enough. He's Strick. I'm Austin. Appreciate you tuning into On the Block. Appreciate Nebco for their sponsorship of the show. Nebco hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mix Concrete. Apply today. Start your career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. Visit nebcoinc.com or readymixedconcrete.com to learn more. All right, Strick, we're just going to dive right into this. So there's a lot there. You and I were talking before the show about kind of the psychology of modern athletes, and this really stems from seeing Rory McIlroy post the thing of the day is the screenshot of the Notes app, right, where he kind of explained himself, why he burst out of Pinehurst the way he did, called it probably the toughest day of his career. How did you read that statement from Rory McIlroy?
I've been there, man, where there's something that transpired. There's something that you did or could have done better. I ain't going to lie. I play golf. I have to go to Andre Reed's charity golf event. Thanks to my boss, DP, letting me go out there to support Andre Reed and his charity out in Allentown, Pennsylvania. But listen, please believe, Austin Orman, listen, let me look at your face. Please believe, Stricky has hit a shank, missed a skin from a 2-3 foot putt.
I don't believe it.
I'm talking about skin with the money, for the money. Skin, okay. If you play golf, you understand. If you know, you know. I've missed the skin. I've hit a drive right down the freaking middle.
It's a game again.
Oh, wow.
Carolina,
There it
Vance
is.
Honeycutt
Carolina
just went deep.
There he
7-4,
is.
Knowles in the fifth.
I've hit a drive 280, 300 down the middle, 80 yards out for a birdie or to get whatever. And I shank it, or I duff it, or I skin it, or I hit it right over the flag and it goes, and it's frustrating. I've wanted to throw my club in the water, break it, do the Bo Jackson. I wanted to do all that. I can understand. Golf is a frustrating game. But you got to do it not one night.
Not 2 nights.
Not even
three
like
nights.
a tournament to win, you go like North Carolina State, made a nice run. You got to do it for 4 nights. And golf is a sport to where you literally have to tune in, focus on every detail from the wind to the distance to the lie to the elevation. You got to focus on so many things that I can understand. If your 2 putts that were so crucial on 16 and 18 were 6 feet 3 inches, you're literally right there for a pro. But guess what it does for Stricky?
What does it do for Stricky?
It makes me feel good about my golf game.
As it should.
Because a pro can miss that, then definitely Stricky can miss that.
Rory had made 496 putts in a row.
Right.
From that distance. And then he biffed 2 on 2 out of 3 holes, which is kind of crazy.
When he's leading.
He's in front. All he has to do is not mess up, right? DeChambeau hit a couple big shots, but it was just as much about Rory making the mistake as it was Bryson making a big play.
Is that similar to any sport?
It has to be.
That I don't care if it's gymnastics. You're in position for the leaderboard. You hear the person that you're in competition with lands a vault at a 9.8. You're on floor exercise, one of your weakest events. You need to be in that 9.5 and above range, and it's pressure. Is that like Nick Anderson, who we talked about, sitting at the free throw line, NBA Finals on the line, and you duff your free throws? Is that like Chris Webber? You're a young fella and you called a timeout and you ain't got none and you just came out of a timeout. I'm just saying. Is that like
Bill Buckner?
Steve Bartman? Is that like Russell Wilson and the coaching staff hand the freaking ball off to the beast mode and call it a night? I'm just saying, is it like that?
Feels like it. But here's the difference, Stray. All those other sports you mentioned, team sports. Golf, individual. I get it, you have your caddy, but you step up to that ball, you're on an island. And that is where I think we can loop in some of the social media discussion where it feels like you're on your own island, right? People invite themselves onto your island. You're a public
Tennis
figure.
is the same.
Tennis is exactly the same.
Like your girl.
Yep. Osaka. Who had to take that break. And that's what Rory said in his statement. The one word that I would describe my career as is resilient. I've shown my resilience over and over again in the last 17 years, and I will again. I'm going to take a few weeks away from the game to process everything and build myself back up for my defense of the Genesis Scottish Open and the Open at Royal Troon. Okay? Rory McIlroy has been in the game of golf long enough to understand the mental pressures and the ups and downs. But again, he called this maybe the most challenging day of my career, right? People are inviting themselves onto Rory's island, such as it is, with negativity of, oh, he choked again, he can't win the big one, his reputation precedes him. And Rory doesn't have teammates to rely on. Maybe he has other golfers that he's friendly with on the tour. Maybe he talks to his caddy or other people in his life, but they're not in the arena with him. They can't be. Only his caddy can, and that's only to a certain point. Golf is so incredibly lonely where I can understand why a golfer would need to take this time away more so than other sports to process because it doesn't have that natural built-in network of a team around him.
I would have to agree. So this goes back to me, to the conversation and the discussion that Austin and I had on yesterday. Life be lifing. Chef Bob, see you later, my boy. Good to see you. Life be lifing.
Life be lifing.
And it's been 14 years. There's nothing worse than being on the verge of a breakthrough, not only monetarily, but for the psyche. To continue to keep you just striving on, because there's nothing worse than going. Listen, I play golf and I hate practicing it. I hate going to the range for hours and swinging and working on chipping and working out of the sand and working on different aspects of the game. I hate it. He does it because he's a pro. And I can only understand how frustrating it is when you're at the last 4 holes and all you got to do is close the deal. I hated being at the bar and I see the finest woman in there. She giving me rhythm. And I go over and sit down to her and I say, hey, you want a claw? And she says, no diggity. No, I don't.
I'm about to bag it up.
I thought I was. And she says, no. You're in the final hours. The last moments, the opportunity is slipping away. And you drop the ball. And all you really got to do is put out. Force him to go after stuff that you just need to get on into and put out.
Mm-hmm.
And you fall short. Not only that, you miss ones that you made in a clip of how many?
496 of your last 496.
That part.
And even if you miss one, you're 496 of your last 497.
That part.
Would it, in your mind, be easier to be playing from Bryson DeChambeau's point of view, where you have nothing to lose, you're already in second place, and your mindset is go make a play? Or is it harder to be in Rory McIlroy's shoes with the lead, where the thought that most people would have is don't mess up?
I've been there. I said that when the skins is on the line. I'm talking about hundreds of dollars on this putt, because I know everybody didn't get there in 2 on a par 5.
Right.
And I'm sitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
All I got to do is stroke the putt, pause. And doggone it, I've blown it.
Mm.
I know how that feels. There's nothing worse than doing something that you know as a professional. That would be like, as a close to mid-80s career free throw shooter, you get up to the free throw line, you're pretty successful at this thing, but have a Nick Anderson moment.
Mm.
I've been at the free throw line in the pros where I need to make these or we don't win. But it depends on what type of cojones you have. It's easier to play let me just say this. It's easier to play from behind. There's a little more freedom from behind than there is from the lead. It's the same thing with driving a car. Think about NASCAR. Think about looking in that mirror. Every decision you make, every turn, every deceleration, they're looking at an advantage to take on you. And that's what happened.
You mentioned on yesterday's show that you in your career, your strategy was positive self-talk. Does that play into being the underdog and coming from behind, because you're saying, do this, make this play, instead of the natural human instinct of being in front and saying, don't mess up? Is it that difference between positive and negative that makes a difference sometimes?
It is. I mean, you're biblically inclined, brother.
Indeed.
The Bible says there's a power of life and death in the tongue. What you put in, what you put out into the universe or speak, whatever you put out there that is on the negative, if you continuously walk around saying I'm broke, guess what?
You're going to be broke.
You'll probably be broke, right? If I walk around, I truly believe that. I truly believe that what you put out, what you say, negative things that you put out, and negative thoughts, thoughts become actions.
Mm-hmm.
And no, thoughts become words. Words become actions.
And actions become consequences.
Boom.
How about that?
There it is.
Well, you reap what you sow in practice, is what it is. So Rory McIlroy says he's going to
Guess what it did?
What'd it do?
The first one did what?
Snowballed.
It compounded.
Yep.
Because you're thinking in golf, in what we're watching now, baseball, if you saw that change up and it was hung, I'm talking about it was laying out there like a fresh fish fillet.
Mm-hmm.
If it was laying out there like, let me be quiet. I was about to get WTF on y'all. I'm gonna be quiet today. I almost got WTF on you. But listen, it was laying out there. He throws a fastball, four-seamer. I'm talking about, played it up,
mm-hmm.
and you miss it. You can easily go to the bench and be in your head.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have. How could I? Man, dang, I'm 0 for 3 now. You know, you can start having these talks. But what you want to do is you want to go in there and have your set talks.
Okay, so Rory's on that bench right now. He's taking a couple weeks off, right, to process and go through it. If you're Rory McIlroy, are you touching the clubs at all? Are you taking a full week off to reset and then going back? Are you staying on the grind to focus and get better? What does your 2 to 3 week window away from golf look like?
Okay, so say I had a bad game and I knew it was bad.
We have to imagine this because you never had a bad game. So we'll imagine.
I wanted to decompress.
Mm-hmm.
I would not watch that game. I would throw it out into the trash. I wouldn't throw the tape out. I just wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't look at no news articles. I wouldn't look at anything because I want to watch it. I would then start to have those self-talks. That ain't me. I'm way better than that. That ain't going to happen again. You know, those type of conversations with myself. See what the next day's like. Then I'd go back and watch it. Understand, was it pull back? Was it take eye off the ball? Was it leaning back in my shot? What was it that caused me to have that? I wouldn't do it. So, yes, in essence, I wouldn't touch a club. Because I found playing golf that when I'm struggling and I can't figure it out, I could easily go to the range and try to do things, but it's taking time off that I'm able to wash off bad swing mechanics that when I do come back, I end up having a good round. Like I went out with Jay and Jake Sorensen. I haven't played golf in 6-7 months, but I freaking hit the ball well. Every shot, every shot for the most part that I hit, even the ones that I put maybe to the right, I could have, if I was playing by myself, had a shot on it.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't bad. I didn't have any shots that I was like, dang, that was a duck hook. You know what I'm saying? But it was because I've taken time off. I just go out there, nothing to think about, nothing to worry about, and just go and stroke the ball, see it, hit it, and move on.
Couple responses from the text line, 402-464-5685. Big Bird says, if I'm Rory, I go to some easy no-name courses that I could play without pressure.
Good point.
Interesting. That to me, Strick, to take it back to basketball, is make a layup, see the ball go through the hoop.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Make a layup, make a free throw. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
And then John and Cortland.
It just depends on what time he says I'm focusing on the Scottish Open.
Yes.
It depends on how much time that is before the Scottish Open jumps off. But what?
July 11th through the 14th, so you got a month.
Got a month. Week. Second week, I'd probably do what Big Bird said. Go out to a course that's familiar to me. Third week, go and play a couple of rounds, or the week of, early in the week, go and play a couple rounds there just so I can get familiar with my eye. So that I see what the bunkers are looking out, stuff like that, no doubt.
How important is the visual aspect of the arena that you're participating in sports, right? How key, like for basketball, was walkthrough for you, or baseball, to get a grasp of what the batter's eye looks like?
Say that again?
So you mentioned, go see the course, right, for Rory. In basketball, how important was like walkthrough to get familiar with the arena in basketball, or in baseball, getting there ahead of time, getting BP in to see what the batter's eye is like? How important was that for you?
Good. Yeah, it's very important. Getting there early, whether it be for shoot around, if there's no shoot around, going a little bit earlier, get in before pretty much a lot of the team gets there, because then it kind of puts a lot of bodies around, people talking to you. So I get there a little bit earlier just to focus on something specific, depending on how I know the scouting report is set up for them possibly to work against me and work on those areas. If they're going to blitz, pick and roll, I would go and work off things, stretching the D, turning the corner, just different things like that.
That's the other thing I was going to bring up too, right? Sometimes when you have a bad day in sports, you got to tip your cap to the other guy. And Rory did that with Bryson, said he's a deserving champion. It all worked out. He's happy for him and all that. But Bryson DeChambeau didn't get in Rory McIlroy's way. There was no scouting report on Rory McIlroy, right? The old adage is the other team's on scholarship too. They scout you too. You can't scout your opponent in golf. You can know their tendency, what you try to predict what it is they're going to do, but you're worried about you. Rory has no one to blame but himself. When he goes back and watches that tape, he can't say, oh, yeah, Bryson did this. He cut me off going, no, this is on Rory. He's got to deal with it and own it at some point. How he goes about that will tell me a lot.
That part. I don't even need to answer that. That's it. That's it, Austin. You're absolutely right. He does just need to get out of his own head.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the thing that I talked about. What type of life is lifing?
Mm-hmm.
What is if he has a wife, what is the home dynamics? Is the wife very encouraging? Baby, you're going to be all right. Is there something that happened at home to the kid if you have a kid?
Mm-hmm.
Is there something with business part? Like, it depends on what life is lifing that you may have to deal with that could cloud your mind. So you're hoping that you don't have all of these things circulating in your mind, that you in your decompression can take that time to really woos out. Some like Aaron find himself in a cave.
Take the woosah to a new level
with a little ayahuasca treatment. I think I might have sent you something. I can't remember, but there was a guy. There was a guy that had an experience with that, and it was crazy. But it just depends on what your decompression. Sometimes is it to just go and get in a private space, your man cave, or just whatever that time is. Definitely have that.
Kentucky bus just drove by behind us. Don't know if you saw it on stream or not. Don't forget that game tonight is canceled. You do see some clouds rolling in here, so there will be no second game tonight. It's Florida State leading North Carolina 7-5, just a block away from us at Charles Schwab Field right now. Tomorrow's game between Florida and Kentucky is at 10. Game 2 of the day will then be at 2 o'clock. Game 3 right about 6 o'clock. No tickets left for today, but tomorrow you can get your tickets blurevents.com/Omaha. All you can need, full service bar. If you get that $129 package, if that might be a little steep for you, don't worry. $79 gets you in the door. It is worth every penny for the buffet, the drinks, the atmosphere, the environment, all of it. And we'll be here again tomorrow from 10 to 6 on 93.7 The Ticket. We'll take a break. When we get back, some news of the day in Nebraska basketball. Both the men and the women will be playing a game at the Sanford Pentagon. Who are their opponents? What does that mean for those programs? Husker Hall of Famer Eric Strickland, Austin Norman will dive into that next. NEPCO is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit NEPCOinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Nutrition Authority presents Fusion 30, an ultra premium protein powder ideal for anyone wanting to look, feel, and perform their best. Fusion 30 can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today for a free sample, visit with a certified nutritionist, and get better than internet pricing. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. Partly sunny skies to start, and a chance of showers and storms this afternoon. Otherwise breezy with falling temps and a high around 92. Tonight, showers and storms likely with a low around 64. And tomorrow, continued chance of showers and storms with a high around 75. I'm meteorologist Kyle Cook from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
If you're looking for a pre-owned tractor to upgrade your operation this year, you'll find a wide selection at your local Landmark Implement. We'll work with you to find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you. All backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. During the month of June, get financing as low as 3.9% for up to 72 months on model year 21 through 23 wheeled 8R tractors. Visit landmarkimp.com to see our complete inventory or stop by your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Without a strong IT partner, your business ends up overspending, underperforming, wearing too many hats, complicating your work, and more. Applied Connective Technologies can help with experts in every facet of technology. If it plugs in, powers on, or charges up, they're your people. Imagine being able to call one team for all your technology solutions rather than a village of vendors and providers. For all your needs in managed IT and cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, infrastructure, and audio or video, head to appliedconnective.com to better your business today.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Thunder Knock Collins, John and Cortland, Earthquake Glue, Big Bird, Brad. Plenty of people. Thanks for chiming in here on our text line at 402-464-5685. Stricky, half an hour left for our show, and this is the last half an hour I'm up here this week. You got Nick on the show tomorrow. I'm running the board. I'm sad I have to leave.
Oh, no.
My last day. I know.
That's not good.
No.
I want my guy.
I know. I might chime in on the board while I'm back in studio, but playing
not
on
right.
Tricky Nicky tomorrow. So
Oh, man.
I'm going to be soaking in this last half an hour here on the show. And what better way to do that than by talking Nebraska basketball? Some news came out, Strick, that the Nebraska men's and women's teams will both be playing at the Sanford Pentagon, right? Nebraska, the men's team has been there a couple times recently. Later in Tim Miles' tenure, they played Oklahoma State. Got a win up there just a few hours north of home.
They've been successful.
They have been successful last year, especially a 30-6 run across the later part of the first half to blow the game open against Oregon State last year in the Pentagon. The men get by far the biggest name in basketball, in my opinion, in this event, right, at this neutral site game. They get St. Mary's to come. That's a team out of the West Coast Conference, won the conference and the conference tournament last year, battled with Gonzaga over Randy Bennett's time dating back to the early 2000s. Huge moment, I think, for the program, Strick, because if Nebraska doesn't make the tournament, if people across the country don't see this program on the upswing, Nebraska doesn't get a program like St. Mary's to travel halfway across the country for a game like this. It's cool that they're playing the game at all, but if Nebraska was still, below 500, this game might get played out in Vegas as game 3 of a tournament. Might get played in like Bakersfield or some, third-rate arena. This is in Sioux Falls. This is going to be a home game for Nebraska, and a program of St. Mary's caliber doesn't take this game unless it respects Nebraska, and it says so much to me about the direction of the program and how it's viewed nationally that Nebraska got this game.
Yeah. It shows the emerging growth of Nebraska's program as a whole, because they're out in the West, they're consistently pretty solid, battling Gonzaga on the regular. Leading in fighting for the lead in their conference. They give any Power 5, Power 6 conference problems if they were to play them. So I think it's good to have this game for both parties to see where they are, where they stand. It gives Nebraska an opportunity to tap into that West.
Yeah,
the West Side connection. I'm not talking about the group. So I think it does. I think it's good on a lot of fronts to be able to help both programs.
Nebraska will be out on not even beyond the West Coast, right? They're playing in Hawaii for that multi-team event over Christmas, which again sponsors 402-464-5685. Rico said if we get to go to that Nebraska tournament, our show is going to go from on the block to being called on the beach.
Let's make it happen.
It needs to happen.
It needs to happen.
Christmas week, send us. We will not be disappointed in our coverage.
I'll fly in the luggage if y'all want to.
You would fly Frontier to make it out there, wouldn't you?
If you guys want to be a blessing, I'd fly, like you said. Well, I don't know about Spirit. I don't know if I do it that way, but
I would.
No, but there's some things, like I said, I don't know if it's a time for it, but I really want to get this off my chest. No, I'll wait. Let's go.
Thursday night, 6 to 7. Is that when it's getting off the
I
chest?
might have to wait till WTF. I don't know. We're going to see.
All right. Nebraska St. Mary's, right? St. Mary's doesn't just play anybody. They don't just schedule willy-nilly, right? Being there in the West Coast Conference at a non-power conference, they can't depend on just their conference schedule to get them in. Here's who St. Mary's played in the non-conference last year. New Mexico, borderline tournament team. San Diego State, national runner-up, Sweet 16 team. Xavier, there's a power name out of the Big East. Davidson has had a run. Utah, Boise State, fringe tournament team. Colorado State, tournament team. And UNLV. All borderline tournament teams or tournament teams. The year before, they played Oral Roberts off of Turney Berth, Vermont, great perpetual tournament team out of the America East, North Texas, decent tournament team, Vandy and Washington, not great, but still power programs, power names. New Mexico, again, fringe tourney team, played number 1 Houston on a neutral site, and then played San Diego State, New Mexico State, Colorado State, and Wyoming all again. That, to me, Strick, underscores that Nebraska's headed in the right direction, right? I still see on the text line, over our Nebraska basketball conversations that
I don't know if the talent's the same. I don't know if they reloaded the way they needed to. I'm a little skeptical on the talent. I don't think that's how people nationally view it. I think over the last 2.5 years, say what you will, I think Fred Hoiberg has done a good job of re-legitimizing Nebraska basketball. Is that fair?
I think one thing that Fred has done is getting the most out of everything that he's been given. It's like sitting at the table with a bad poker hand. This is what I've been given. The flop is the flop. The turn is the turn.
La flop is la flop.
All of that is in play. But I have to still keep and get the most out of what I've been given.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what Fred has done. I think Fred has gotten the most out of any situation that he's been given. In that first year, he was dealt a huge blow with injuries.
Right.
But was still able to get the most out of what he was given. Win big games.
Mm-hmm.
One of the only teams to beat Purdue.
Right.
The next year, one of the real only teams to beat Purdue, who ends up going to the national finals.
Mm-hmm.
And
you beat top 10 Wisconsin. You beat a fringe tourney team in Kansas State on the road.
I think that's what you can look beyond whatever is in his roster, on his roster.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what he's done. I think he's capable of getting the most out of what he's given.
Last year, we talked a lot about the ramp up, right? The runway that Nebraska basketball had to get that 747 off the ground. You only played 3 Power 6 conference opponents. Oregon State really didn't count. That was not a good team. Creighton out of the Big East, really good team, came in, beat the brakes off of you. And then Kansas State, kind of a coin flip game when Nebraska went down to Manhattan. They ended up pulling away in the second half to win. When you look at the philosophy for Nebraska men's basketball, do they need to try to get more games like St. Mary's on the schedule, more St. Mary's, Kansas State on the schedule? Or do you think the Big Ten is going to continue to be good enough at basketball that Nebraska can sprinkle in 1 or 2, maybe 3 of these, power conference, non-conference games per year and still be okay in terms of the national tournament because the Big Ten strength of schedule is good enough?
So one of the things we have to look at now is the model, because a lot of stuff has shifted since NIL and transfer portal.
Yes.
I don't know personally if St. Mary's is able to compete on the NIL level that other programs are.
Well, they can spend a lot to go recruit internationally. Lots of Australians and Europeans on their roster.
Well, I think they're taking an approach that a lot of people aren't willing. They're spending their money by way of securing that type of talent. Keeping them is going to be the problem or the issue.
They just lost one, Aiden Mahaney. He's a stud. He's out the door.
So that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on their model. To me, St. Mary, is looking for a way to maintain relevance by scheduling a type of program like Nebraska. The benefit, I believe, is more to St. Mary's.
Really?
Potentially, because St. Mary's may not be able to keep the talent, but if they knock off somebody, it can continue to keep them in the relevancy conversation, right? But Nebraska, the benefit potentially for Nebraska is a quad win.
Absolutely a quad one.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
They're hoping that the NIL hasn't totally hit or decimated programs like this, where I envision it's going to, over a certain long amount of time, that they can then get a quad one win out of this game.
Yeah.
So I understand the structure of kind of how both of them may be looking at it, but it's going to depend on where we are with regards to where the program is obviously trying to figure out.
I hadn't really thought about it from the St. Mary's perspective, which is why I appreciate you throwing that out there, because for them, it seems like it's just kind of business as usual, right? Get a game that they feel like they can compete, and I'm sure they wanted to play it closer to home. But we knew Nebraska was going to play a game up at the Pentagon again this year. So the fact that, St. Mary's agreed to it shows you that they're not afraid to go play anyone anywhere. I think that's the mark of a mature program and a head coach in Randy Bennett, who's one of the best, most underrated guys in college baseball for my money. Great X's and O's, good under the radar gem finder in recruiting. Like I just mentioned there, program with an identity, absolutely. So it's not a program that's scared, that feels the need to boost up its own ego. It knows what it is. It's comfortable in who it is. But I think there's so much more benefit for Nebraska because you get a recognizable name to come halfway across the country to an environment that's going to be wildly in your corner. Nebraska fans have traveled well to both of these events before. So to me, it's just kind of par for the course for St. Mary's. But for Nebraska, I think it's a huge, huge boon. If Nebraska loses the game, it'll be unfortunate, but also not a huge knock because St. Mary's is good. They're going to be solid enough again. They're going to compete for the West Coast Conference Championship again. But if you win, you got a big enough name in college basketball to come essentially to you. You got it on a home away from home sort of floor. That's going to be a huge feather in the cap for Nebraska on the men's side. I'm really appreciative of Nebraska putting itself out there like it hasn't done necessarily recently.
I put that comment and I give it 2 thumbs up.
Hooray!
That's all I gotta say.
We should also mention that the women will be playing the day before. They will be playing South Dakota, the program that Amy Williams coached before coming to Nebraska. This is a team that made it to the 3rd round of the WNIT last year. The Nebraska women, of course, knocked off Texas A&M in the 1st round of the NCAA tournament before falling to regional host site Oregon State. Big thanks again to all the sponsors who sent me up there for that. That was a ton of fun. Playing an NIT team in South Dakota, it's close to home. I assume it'll be a much more even split, right, with home fans from South Dakota and Nebraska fans. But to me, this is a take care of business game for the women's program. You lose Jazz Shelley, that's a big deal. It's early enough in the season they might not have their identity down. But, Strick, I don't worry about Nebraska women's basketball in the regular season, right? This is a good game that says, okay, yep, things are continuing the way they should. It's a solid enough team that there's not a huge risk of losing to. For me, all the questions about Nebraska women's basketball is, can the best players elevate once you get to postseason play? I don't know if we'll learn a lot about that in the South Dakota game.
I give that comment a thumb up and a thumb down. That's a good balanced comment. I would have to agree with you. It doesn't really do anything for them necessarily. It doesn't raise their I
their
think
profile,
for them,
their standard.
Profile,
no.
I think for them, it's getting into the postseason. But I just don't know if they built themselves that way. It's like they built themselves to have success. And you're hoping Britt
Prince
can be someone who can start that conversation. I still think it's going to take time, potentially, for her to get acclimated with the physicality, the speed. It may take a little time, but I think she's a hard enough worker that someone of that caliber can be a game changer eventually. I just don't know if she's an initial game changer with the team this year.
And hey, if Caitlin Clark wasn't an initial game changer for Iowa, at least on the court, kind of hard to expect Britt Prince to be. We'll definitely be monitoring that. And hey, hope we can maybe jet up there to cover that game when it comes in the fall. They're holding up your picture, Stricky. They're fans.
Oh, wow.
Wild is right.
Hey, if you came down, you could have got one.
It's LL Cool S.
Yeah.
Ladies love Cool Stricky. We'll take a break. When we get back, we'll cross it over DP and J with Old School to round out On the Block after this.
In a world where businesses are facing daily cyber threats, you need protection like never before. Don't let hackers and malware companies compromise your business success. Stay ahead of data breaches with Hamilton Cybersecurity. Let Hamilton provide you with peace of mind that your business is protected. Our experts identify and mitigate risks before they become disasters. As your trusted partner, we help you protect your valuable information. Hire your local cybersecurity experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Husker fans, the 2024 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and they need your support in Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $170. This plan includes tickets to the UTEP or Northern Iowa, plus Illinois or Rutgers, and either UCLA or Wisconsin games. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red. Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Without a strong IT partner, your business ends up overspending, underperforming, wearing too many hats, complicating your work, and more. Applied Connective Technologies can help with experts in every facet of technology. If it plugs in, powers on, or charges up, they're your people. Imagine being able to call one team for all your technology solutions rather than a village of vendors and providers. For all your needs in managed IT and cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, infrastructure, and audio or video, head to appliedconnective.com to better your business today.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Do you need motivation to get to the gym on the weekend or even in general? Tune into the Movement Hour each Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Movement Academy owner Robert Kuhlman will host the show as he introduces new ways to stay in shape. The Movement Hour every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line. Here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
The highlight of the first segment easily was Jake being concerned about the sand that would need to be brought into Memorial Stadium if they played softball.
It's for the optics here. It just looks better with sand.
So do you think the infield is just sand, Jake?
What's wrong with you?
It's not sand.
It looks better with the sand look on it.
It does not.
Yes, it does.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One final time here during On the Block. Austin Orman, Eric Strickland with you, joined now by Jay Foreman. Jay, what's up?
Hey, what's happening, man?
Oh, you know,
a little windy today.
It is. Dang. It's a little windy, but we're here. We're out here. We're loving it.
But that's why you go and get an athlete.
There it is.
You go get an athlete.
He's been on one.
Yeah,
Move that a little closer to your face if you would, for me, Jay. Thank you.
Little hydration
There we
situation.
Big old hydration situation.
Hydration situation.
We were talking a lot of the NBA Finals in hour one, Jay, and I know you and DP will get to it, but I also know you're a coach.
Yeah.
When you watch the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks, so we'll start with Boston, what do you take away from how Boston played that you want your teams to do?
Everything. The way
Win?
I mean, well, yeah, no, but I'm telling you, everybody 1 through 12, right, Strick? That's what they got 12. Everybody defends. And they play with tremendous amount of energy and they space on offense. Now, granted, you have the two bell cows, but you got to think, you know, whether it's Pritchard coming off the bench or Al Horford or Holiday, they all do their thing and they all play to win. And that's a lost art right now, playing to win. And, you know, obviously, you know, Brown, obviously is the MVP. But everybody else stepped up and played around him and played tough. But they started on the defensive end. I mean, when the backup guys came in at the end of the game, and every game that they came in, they defended. They're going to challenge every single shot. They're going to challenge every single pick and roll. You get to the paint, you're going to get challenged. It doesn't matter who they are. And then they were the better team. And, to be honest with you, I know Luka, it was great, but I think, Tatum, showed why he is the guy, on the team. But if I'm Luka, you have to have, I don't know who he hangs out with. Obviously, if he doesn't have somebody if he's not embarrassed by being out of shape, he'll never win a championship. And if he does, he's not the guy. He's number 2 or 3 later in his career, because being out of shape is a choice. And
come on, Jay,
it's a choice.
You come in here preaching. Did you go sit down and put the sermon together today?
No, because it's no different than football.
Yeah.
Because if you can't finish late in the season,
Right.
that's a choice. That means you didn't prepare to be a champion. That means you're okay with being
That's
just
well
okay.
said. Mhm.
And it's a choice. And it's an old saying, when people when the really good players understand, and this is whether it's me or you or whatever, when guys get tired, that's when you get going. When guys get tired, that's when you turn it up.
What did y'all used to do back in the 90s? When it came to the fourth, what y'all do?
Yeah.
We letting y'all know this
Right.
is your downfall right
And
now.
that and it's not just late in the game.
Yeah.
He's tired early in the game.
Yeah, from taking his bruising.
And it's not in how he moves, right? Because if you watch him, he finds the energy on offense. It's in between transition, offense and defense, how you start a game. Your mind goes before anything. And you have to tell yourself you're not tired. You have to actually prepare when you're starting to visualize the game. What's going to happen when I get that first little inclination, when your chest start burning, Strick, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first, after you get over the excitement, can I push myself? It falls on Luka.
It's definitely different from what he played in Game 4.
Right.
He plays in D in game 4.
Right, but
it's like you got to be able to string it together.
But Trick,
consistently.
I don't need it sometime.
That part.
And this is what here's what
That's
I
what Boston ain't. Sometimes
no, they all the time.
All the time.
Right? And here's the thing is, you ask what I did as a coach. Listen, I always say this. What you do sometimes is what you would do all the times under pressure. And it's a relationship with a sport. I was a football player. Strick is a basketball player. It's a relationship. If you don't nurture that sport, if you don't put maximum effort into that sport, you're not going to get maximum output. Now, you might have a game where you really go off, right?
Come on.
But over a 7-game series,
right?
That's what makes winning a championship hard, because it exposes actually who you are.
That part.
That's why football is so different than basketball. You got to train 95% of the year to play 5% of the year. So if you decide, all right, I'm going to kind of lallygag for a month. Okay, when is that going to show up? It might not. My bad, Strick. No, it might not mess up in the first part of the season. Maybe in the second part.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to stretch, you're going to get exposed.
Yeah, you're going to see it.
Right. So,
because you can't take any play off. One playoff could mean the difference from the game.
This is the thing. Me and you we will never get to the height of where Luka's at. But I'm going to tell you what, sleeping at night is a lot easier knowing that we exerted everything.
Gave everything we had.
Versus getting there and letting yourself down, your team, organization, and your city down.
Yeah.
There's a lot. He can. Now, you can mask it and say, you know what, let's look at my, whatever, Wells Fargo account, and you can look at your
See
bank.
the money in there, that paper in there.
That's lying to yourself.
That's lying to yourself.
Because here's why. You're going to have that anyways. Luka's going to get paid anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have the money anyway. So that's a known, right?
Shoot, Jaylen Brown did get paid. He could have said, "No, I'm good."
Right, $300 million. That's a known. Now you're at the point that you got to understand it's not about the money. You're going to have commercials. I'm sure over in Slovenia, he's the top dog. He's got a lot of stuff outside of the basketball. Now you got to look at your teammates, because you're the guy handling the ball. You're the guy in front of the camera. Did you let Kyrie down? Did Kyrie let you down? Did you step up for Kyrie the way Kyrie stepped up for you in the Timberwolves series when you were compromised physically?
Yeah.
And Kyrie is struggling with the, going back to Boston.
Yeah.
They're focusing on him, right? Because
It's like a relationship, ain't it? Like that's what
it's a
really
relationship.
is. It's a relationship.
Everything. If us three are teammates,
yeah.
No Diddy or whatever. We get
No
that out of the
Diddy,
way.
we know that.
We in a relationship. Because if me and Strick are giving 120%, and then you're giving us,
And you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I'm shaky.
Right.
You shaky.
Hey, and you giving me 80%?
Your 40 doesn't cover my 20.
No,
Right.
It can't. Because we all got to be in it together. And especially when it comes down to the championship, you have got to be in it to win it. And everybody's asking about, like, when we won championships. I never looked in our locker room when I played for Nebraska and worried about whether I trusted somebody. Offense, defense, and special teams. I knew everybody was down like 4 flat tires. In that Dallas locker room, when you get to the championship and you look at your main dude,
yeah.
I'm looking at okay, yeah, we cool.
Right.
But the tell-all sign was, after you beat the Timberwolves, Michael Finley said, "Let me get that beer, player."
Yep. Took it from him. Snatched it.
What you
What you doing? Yeah.
You ain't did nothing.
Not a dang thing.
And you drinking a beer? After beating the Timberwolves with Cat?
That part.
That'll do it for On the Block. Don't go anywhere. We got Old School coming up next. DP and J.
Yes, sir.
Jay.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
In a world where businesses are facing daily cyber threats, you need protection like never before. Don't let hackers